Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the On Deck podcast by Prospects Live. We are thrilled to be here with you today for episode number 25, quarter of 100 episodes, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. Honored to be here with you for 25 episodes of the show. With you, as always, your hosting team starting tonight with the director of pro scouting. He is the face of baseball media and the middleman. He is wearing a lovely pink Nike sweatshirt today. It's Mr. Rhys B. White. Hi, Rhys.
Hi, this is a sweatshirt that causes a lot of consternation in my family. Nike has discontinued this color, and everybody in my family wants it. My mom has offered me money for it. My girlfriend takes it and wears it, which drives me nuts. And then my brother, he's also offered me money for it. So shout out to Nike in 2023. I think the color is called Fuchsia Berry. I don't think it's around anymore.
Sounds yummy. With us as well, the Prospects Live director of amateur scouting, never hatless, Coach Nate Rasmussen. Hello, Nate.
Hello, Drew. I do not have any cool pink sweatshirts that people want to buy off me, sadly. And my mom's on this episode, so...
I was just about to say, it is a special episode for you because in just about 30 minutes time, roughly, we are going to throw you out of the call and replace you with another member of your family. This is truly some Shakespearean stuff happening in your life.
This is next level podcasting, getting the family involved, all my dogs got to eat, get my mom that check, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I'm going to send your mom the 1099 form.
Absolutely. We'll see and get to learn much more about Nate later in the episode. And finally, it's me. Sorry. I'm just an evaluator. I don't have any titles, but I am your friend, your host, and hopefully your boy, Drew Wheeler. Glad to be here with you, and glad to be here with you, buddies, my guys. Here to talk about baseball's award season. Not only awards for the individuals, but we're talking about the teams that might make it to the biggest dance of them all, the granddaddy of them all, the Fall Classic, the World Series of Baseball. Who are the favorites? Who are the sleepers? And not just teams. We are going to talk about the awards a little bit. We're going to get into some PLive news. We have got Mama Rasmussen for What's on Your Mind. This is an episode that if you've listened to any On Deck 1 through 24, you're going to want to hear this one because we're talking major history is happening. But with any episode of On Deck, we got to hear from another very important group of folks, and that's the Drop Teens. So let's throw it to them right now.
And the boys in the corner are trying to figure you out. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to know your name.
Excellent stuff, and we are back for On Deck episode number 25. Today, as we mentioned before the jump, we are going to be talking about World Series favorites, sleepers, award races, playoff races, a lot of stuff to talk about. So, Nate, I'm curious, how should we handle this, sir, in your humble opinion? Do you want to go division by division, maybe?
Sure, yeah, we can check in on the wild card, too. I got the standings pulled up here, and...
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Whatever.
Why don't we go division by division, and then we'll talk wild cards as well. So, Nate, we will start, as many do, with the AL East. We are a Yankees podcast, as you all know. We're not, I'm just kidding. So, currently, Toronto, 4 games up on their nearest competition. The Blue Jays, 4 games over the Red Sox in the AL East. Yankees only 6.5 back. It's looking like this is the kind of the opposite of the year that we've wanted to see and that Baltimore thought they would see. Today, guys, I saw a statement from Mike Elias apologizing for the 2025 year to the Orioles fans. Nate, do you think it's the Blue Jays to lose, or could we see some swelling out of another team in the East?
It's tough because the Blue Jays don't play sexy baseball, is what I was telling someone earlier today. It's just like they don't strike out and they have quality starts, and that's kind of what works. I don't know if I like the Blue Jays as a favorite for the World Series. I'm looking more at like, can the Red Sox or Yankees like tighten the gap? I think the Red Sox are the most fun team in that group with like this really high-powered offense with a bunch of young guys. But I don't think that I'm ready to declare the Blue Jays the end-all be-all out of the AL East.
Sure. Rhys, you and I get to talk a lot about kind of the outcomes of trades and of young players playing. It has been a year that you and I have talked ad nauseum about the Boston Red Sox. I think I'm with Nate in that the Red Sox are the most fun team of the mix. Always hard to count out the Yankees, especially with such a high-profile trade deadline that maybe isn't working out so hot for them immediately. But Rhys, the same question to you. Do you think it's the Blue Jays, or are you looking at another team as the favorite here?
Also, I'm deeply insulted. This is a Yankees podcast, and
I know.
the Yankees are the most fun team in baseball because how are they going to lose these games? What sort of calamity of errors is going to befall them and their poor fans?
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yeah, exactly. Jake Bird got optioned to AAA, which was wild. But no, I think this is the Blue Jays to lose. Nate mentioned they play unsexy baseball. It is a lot of quality ABs, a lot of the bullpen is fine. The bullpen's not great. The rotation's fine, not great. I still think they're missing like a playoff number one, but it's a bunch of solid enough guys. I mean, Eric Lauer might be the playoff number one at this point. But it's a fine bullpen. I think the bench performs well enough. I mean, Buddy Kennedy, Miles Straw, Ty France, Tyler Heineman, and then you got Nathan Lucas, or Lukes, as like one of the rare left-handed bats in this lineup. Addison Barger's breakout has been fun to see. I think this is a really good lineup. I hope that the Red Sox do well, but I think this is the Blue Jays. I think that the American League East is going if they have a trophy like they do in college football or whatever. I think that trophy is going up north and has to clear customs.
It will have to clear customs, unfortunately. So you normally have to pay extra for that. Rhys, will stick to your favorite division, or at least the one that your team plays within, the AL Central. Rhys's Detroit Tigers are atop the pack, atop the food chain in the Central. 6 games up over the Guardians, 8.5 up over the Royals. The Chicago White Sox, winners of only 42 this year, 22.5 games back in what looks to be like another year to forget for them. Rhys, will stay with you. I'm assuming the answer is Guardians all day. Or Guardians all day.
You can bet on that one. Might
sure
not be
can.
the operative word there. No, I'm going with the Tigers. They're running away with this division. All they have to do is just not collapse. I mean, they have a plus 75 run differential. Their rotation outside of the best pitcher on the face of the planet is a little shaky at times. Jack Flaherty goes through stretches of 2 good starts, 2 bad starts. So hopefully those 2 good starts are during the postseason. I mean, he does have World Series pedigree because that means something. And the bullpen got a nice upgrade, I guess, in Paul Sewald and what's his name, Kyle Finnegan. And I really like the lineup. The lineup's fine, mix and match a little bit. This is kind of what AJ Hinch wants to do. He wants to have the guy that he can roll with at the top of the rotation, Tarek Skubal, who every day that they don't sign him is a day that I cry. They need to sign that man to an extension. I don't care what it costs. I don't need to hear any of this nerd nonsense of what is it like on the back end. Just give me the best effing pitcher on the face of the planet for his entire career. That's my little rant about the Tigers.
Clip that.
Yeah.
Love it. Nate, I'm curious, how much of Rhys's wrath do you want to incur? Sub-question, is this the Tigers' division to lose?
Also, Chris Paddock is back, by the way. I don't know if it's been
disagree
said.
with that. Everything else Rhys said was correct. If the Guardians or the Royals made the playoffs, I'd be shocked. I'm not moved by either of those teams. And then there's the Twins and White Sox, 2 of the saddest organizations in baseball. Detroit, candy division, Mickey Mouse, whatever you want to call it, but they'll be good in the playoffs. They're the front runners right now in the AL for good reason.
Rhys and I are contractually obligated to say that the Chicago White Sox ownership and organization is a wonderful organization, and we love what they're doing with their team.
They should continue to pay
I
us.
just went on a White Sox pod and told them all of their pitching prospects are relievers, so that's how I feel.
How was that? How was that, by the way?
It was good. I don't think that they took it very well that I told them that all of their pitchers are relievers, but sometimes you have to spread the gospel.
Sometimes reality is a tough pill to swallow.
It is.
I look in the mirror and say that all the time. But that's neither here nor there.
Shout out the Blackout Show, guys. They're very kind, and I'll be back on at some point.
Yeah,
I
can't wait
think.
for you to break their hearts all over again. Speaking of a difficult pill to swallow, Nate, we're going to go to your Seattle Mariners home division, the AL West. The difficult pill to swallow may be, though, for Astros fans. One game lost. They're right now 64-51 on the season, but 2.5 games back. Pesky rivals, the Seattle Mariners. Texas 4.5 games back. Looks like the Athletics, as fun and exciting a team as they are, probably not their season. The Angels were making a little bit of noise. Still could make some noise in the wild card, of course, but
Every
I
game's
think
a
it
hedge
might
game for them.
yeah, exactly. Thank you, Rhys. It's just a little out of touch for them. The Angels are a strange team. Nate, I'm assuming you're going to take your Mariners here, but I'm curious. Do you think the Astros can hold them off, and what are the Mariners going to have to do to step up here?
First off, I refuse to talk about the Angels on a podcast where we're talking about the playoffs. Those two words do not go hand in hand. I think it's a pretty 50-50 draw right now between the Astros and the Mariners. Maybe slightly leaning Astros just because of the lead that they've built. But, like, this Mariners offense is really coming along past the trade deadline. Like, that is a lineup. It's the best lineup I've ever seen the Mariners have since I was born. I guess 2001, but I was 1 year old. I wasn't born yet. So I have never seen such a good Mariners lineup, in my opinion. I mean, Josh Naylor has been nails. Good joke there. Eugenio Suarez is coming around. It's such a good, deep lineup with one of the best pitching staffs in the league. But we never really beat the Astros, so it's like, do I really want to take the Mariners over the Astros? I think the Mariners could make it further in the playoffs than the Astros, but I don't know if they'll win the division. I think it's pretty dead split in my eyes.
Love it. Rhys, are you going to try your best to break the split here? Curious, what's your take on the AL West right now?
The AL West is such an interesting division. I did not realize that the Rangers had the best run differential in this division. Plus 70 run differential for them. So that means that it doesn't matter. And the Angels are probably not going to make the postseason. It's not their year. Probably never will be their year. But yeah, I honestly I want to go with the Mariners. I want to see that rotation. I want to see that. I'm all in on the Mariners at this point. The Astros, I don't know what they're doing. They decided to bring back Carlos Correa because reasons. I guess fine. They didn't pay anything to get him except the money, and I'm in on what this Mariners team is doing. I love they have probably the best rotation in baseball at any given point. I mean, Brian Wu, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, and the 5-starter. That doesn't really matter in the postseason. So Logan Evans can go be a bulk reliever.
Bryce Miller's coming back.
Bryce Miller, that's right. Bryce Miller, who they should have traded for Alec Burleson? No, I'm just joking.
Bryce Miller's a bad pitcher. I'm pretty sure that's what I've been saying.
Depending on what corners of Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard he's got a lot of projection and a lot of things that he's got to fix, like his fastball that's 96 miles per hour and is one of the best fastballs in the sport. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna ride with the Seattle Mariners.
I'm not crazy for thinking that the Mariners really are cooking with some gas here, right? It's not. I don't want it to be homer biased. The lineup looks really pretty on paper, man.
I mean,
certainly better.
The problem is that Julio Rodriguez still hits in the middle of this lineup, and Julio Rodriguez really hasn't. I mean, he's been fine
really well right now.
He's hitting well now,
hot, man. He's hot.
Yeah.
Since we last discussed Julio Rodriguez, he has only hit.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm a hater. I'm a big Julio. I'm the low guy on him. It feels like as far as Mariner fans go, but we've talked enough about him. But I just think that there's something kind of special going on in Seattle. I don't know, guys.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Shall we switch to the NL? Let's stay in the West, though. We'll stick in you guys' side of the country. The Los Angeles Dodgers atop the NL West. Right there behind them, 2.5 games back. The Padres. Giants are falling a little bit out of it. Diamondbacks, it's a sell season for them. Rhys, your favorite team, and mine, the Colorado Rockies, winners of 30 big fat games this year. What up, Rockies? Speaking of run differentials, the Rockies, negative 316, baby. Let's get a round of applause for the Rockies.
Insane.
You guys aren't clapping. It's those strangest.
I'm
All right. Well, anyway, the Dodgers Obviously, I think, Nate, this may be before your time. It may be something you've heard, though. The evil empire was a phrase used to describe the Yankees forever and ever. In my lifetime, though, it certainly feels like any empire is the Dodgers. And so it's difficult to see them not making playoffs. It's difficult for me to see them not winning the division. Rhys, we'll start with you. It's the Dodgers to lose here, right?
It's the Dodgers to lose, but I don't know, man. That bullpen, it was totally worth giving up LDV for Mason Miller. No, I'm just joking. The Dodgers reloaded pretty well. Alex Call is a perfectly fine fourth outfielder. Costing some prospect depth. I really love the Brock Stewart move. The more I look into it, I'm just like, man, I love years of control with relievers. Let me tell you. And Brock Stewart has some of those left with him. No, this Dodgers team is, I think, going to run away this division. Blake Snell's healthy. He's having like the full Blake Snell experience at the major league level. He walks as many guys as he strikes out, but it's fine. He's going to be fine. The rotation's good. I think Tyler Glasnow's healthy for once. Hopefully we don't see Clayton Kershaw in the postseason because he's not been good when needed. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Dodgers here.
Very nice. Nathaniel, to you, sir, your home region as well. Curious, is it all California love for the Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be the Dodgers. Just looking at this Padres team, though, man. I mean, the lineup was really not that pretty a couple days ago, and then you add a Laureano and an O'Hearn. Even Freddie Fermin is like, I can at least catch a baseball behind the plate. Like, that's an apt description of Fermin. Of course, they have Bryce Johnson on the bench, who is, a fan favorite and one of the better bench bats. No, I'm joking, guys. But it is the best bullpen in the league. I think it firmly is the best bullpen in the league. When your five is Robert Suarez, Mason Miller, Jason Adam, Adrian Morjon, and Jeremiah Estrada, that is like,
filthy.
how do you beat that in the playoffs? And the starters are okay, but you can pull them early because you're 5 deep in the bullpen. So I wouldn't want to face the Padres in the playoffs, but nor would I the Dodgers. So I suppose I'm just talking myself in a circle. Dodgers are slightly better.
Well, Nate, let's kind of entertain that thought, though. I mean, if in the playoffs the Padres can get 4 innings out of any starter, whoever, then you turn over the ball and you've got single innings of dominance, theoretically.
I mean, it's a good blueprint. They know that their starters aren't going to go 7 innings in the playoffs. Like, Nick Pivetta is not that guy, but can he go 4?
Yes.
I think so.
The problem with their rotation is, I mean, without Michael King, like, do you trust a lot of them even in a 4-inning spurt? Like, Darvish, we don't know what he is at this point, right? He's shown some things. Nestor Cortez is, who knows what he is. He's had the duality of man this season. He made people believe in Anthony Volpe, and then he had a really good outing. So that's the only thing. And then Nick Pivetta is not exactly the most steadying pitcher to rely on as your SP2 in a postseason or SP3.
King's coming back.
King is coming back, but even maybe Nick Pivetta goes into the bullpen because he might actually be needed there more. I don't know. That could be an interesting question for
single inning
Padres.
Nick Pivetta. I think that just deepens the bullpen strength. Honestly,
I think once, or he could be a once through the order sort of guy too.
Yeah,
really
sure.
give some of those guys a day off too. This way they don't have to use all 5 of the relievers in one game if they don't want to.
What's the health status of Darvish right now?
Healthy but bad, I thought.
That might be the case.
And,
I was going to say I haven't heard him discussed much, but I mean, again, if we're talking about guys that could be just a 1-inning guy, I mean, Darvish. I think that there's.
Could you imagine facing Darvish for 1 inning and having all 20 of those different pitches coming at you?
I'd die. It's like facing prime Nate Rasmussen. Speaking of which, we're going to go to the NL Central, and Nate, we're going to start with you. The Brewers atop this division. They do have the highest run differential again with a 127 in the positive. 4 games behind them, the Chicago Cubs, the belle of the ball for much of the season. But man, these Brewers are doing something magical. 6-game win streak for these guys. It looks like it's a 2-man race here in the Central. The Reds, the Cardinals, it would take some incredible stuff to see them kind of catapult up. The Pirates, not their year. Nate, can the Cubs, who many have called a team of destiny, overcome the new team of destiny in the Brewers?
I mean, they're gonna have to hit a lot, man, and that's what they do really well. But I mean, Mike Soroka going down does not help you. It's the Brewers division, in my opinion. I think it's just going to be that way based on the Cubs. They're starting pitching addition was Mike Sorokin. He's hurt. Like that is where they needed the help, and it didn't come. The Brewers didn't really have any holes, not much to address. And I mean, if you go by Pythagorean wins, like they're still the best team in the league. Like it makes sense that they have the best record in baseball. Like everything backs up the Brewers being like one of the favorites come the playoffs. And I think they have the frontline starting pitching too. I trust their guys more than the Cubs guys.
There you go. Very well said, Nate. Thank you. Rhys, Nate said he just trusts the Brewers guys more than the Cubs guys. Curious your thoughts on this two-man race.
I 100% agree. I mean, the Brewers just have, they got depth, they got ways that they can mix and match with you. I mean, Danny Jansen as your backup catcher, you're doing pretty all right. Caleb Durbin on the bench. And we're talking about a really good loaded rotation. I mean, when Mizorowski comes back, I know we'll talk about him a little bit later. Freddie Peralta, Jose Quintana has been good. And, you know, Quinn Priester, Brandon Woodruff, I mean, the bullpen is just lights out. Who would have guessed Trevor McGill would have been the guy, not Craig Yoho. Not me, that's for sure. I thought Craig Yoho was going to be running away with the saves in this back of this bullpen. Apparently not.
Never
and
wrong,
don't
just early, Rhys.
Never wrong, just early. Never wrong, seldom, or often wrong, seldom in doubt about it. Whatever phrase you want to use for me, that's totally fine. And you also have to remember, the Brewers have the power of cheating on their hands, apparently, if you listen to Cubs fans. But no, the Cubs, they didn't do enough to fortify their for their rotation, which kind of shocked me. They had a lot of options on the table for them and decided to take Michael Soroka.
None. Yeah. Take one.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had Chris Paddock, who's back. That's a bit that I'm not going to drop.
Some are saying.
Some are saying. But you know, that lineup for them is good. I also don't know what the heck the Reds are doing. Honestly, you could say that about most of the decisions they decide to make. Trading for Brian Hayes is still one of the more confusing trades in all of baseball. And looking at Sammy Stafora, I think that they gave up a lot for Brian Hayes. And I'm sad for our Cardinals contingent, Adam and Matt, that the Cardinals Devil Magic might not be around much longer, but they do have Chaim Bloom coming in next year, so that's exciting for them. And the Pirates, they're just the Pirates.
They are. Poor swashbuckles. Nate, you had your hand raised, please.
Who have been the two most disappointing hitters for the Brewers this year?
Well, it's
William
not Isaac Collins, that's for damn sure.
And Joey Ortiz, I feel like you would have expected Joey Ortiz to be okay with the bat and William Contreras to be way better than he's been this year.
Certainly Contreras, yeah.
Those are the two hottest hitters in the Brewers lineup right now.
There you go.
Here's a more fun question about the Brewers lineup. Who has been the biggest surprise for you? And Isaac Collins does count. Does Anthony Siegler count? Does Anthony Siegler surprise you as well? At least we forget some guy, Andrew Vaughn. His picture terrifies me. The way he looks at the camera is terrifying. But that man is on fire. So yeah, I just think that I answered my own question, which is
I think Andrew Vaughn might be the comeback player of the year. His career was all but dead to rights for many regards, especially to be as well regarded as he was as few as 5 years ago coming into the league. This guy has truly changed the perspective of him in 3 weeks? That's a testament to this team. Everything is clicking for the Brewers. So, like we said, team of destiny. They definitely have that vibe. All right. Final division, the National League East. The Philadelphia Phillies atop that division, currently 65-49. Just behind them, the New York Mets, 2.5 games back. The Marlins over the Braves and the Nationals at the bottom of the division. Guys, the Phillies certainly are still firing. I think the Phillies made some additions that they needed at the deadline. I'm curious, though, can they hold off the Mets? And maybe what's a better question, Nate, are both of these teams just kind of locked into the playoffs regardless?
Yeah, I mean, these are two of the favorites. I know we'll probably talk about it later. These are two of the favorites for the World Series. I mean, the Mets bullpen is really no joke. I know Rhys loves Tyler Rogers as their seventh inning guy. Like, that's an incredible spot to be in. And you look at the lineup and the rotation, like it's really, really comparable to the Phillies, in my opinion, and it's hard to give either team a real edge there. I think I almost don't care who wins it. I know that we should have stronger opinions, but like they're both just two very good teams, and one of them's just going to be a wild card team. That's just how it has to be. I don't think I have a favorite of the two. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say the Phillies. Something about them in October just makes more sense to me, having guys like Bryce Harper and Schwarber on the team, but no real lean, you know?
Interesting. Rhys, is there any kind of real lean for you, buddy?
Yeah, I want to still host a podcast with you, but I want to tell you, I think I have a lean on. I want to lean with the Mets, baby. That lineup is so good. Not that the Phillies lineup's a slouch by any means. I just trust that Mets bullpen more. I mean, just looking at it, Edwin Diaz, Ryan Helsley, Tyler Rogers, my favorite reliever in all of baseball, apparently. Gregory Soto, Ryan Stanek. They can move Clay Holmes back there at any given point, and he'll be awesome back there. This is a really darn good team. I think they're built for. What is the nonsense built for postseason baseball? I think they're built for it. I think that they're ready. They have a superstar at the top of their lineup. I really wish that Francisco Lindor would start to turn it around a little bit. He's been the one question mark for me in this lineup. And Pete Alonso, he cooled off a little bit, but I think they have enough pieces to mix and match with you. Jeff McNeil doesn't need to play center field anymore. Cedric Mullins can banish Tyrone Taylor to the shadow realm, aka the bench. So everything's looking up good for everybody in Queens.
Well, Rhys, you are right. You have just activated my trap card. You are no longer a member of this podcast. I'm just kidding. No, I just wanted to do trap card with Shadow Realm.
Or what?
To draw 2 cards?
Yes, to draw 2 cards.
Oh my gosh. I will play Magic Jammer, discarding a card to stop you from drawing 2 cards. So if any of you understood that, please comment or just message us or something if you understood what Rhys and I were doing there. Okay, let's talk wild card really quick, guys. In the AL, current leaders, as we alluded to, the Blue Jays in the East, the Tigers in the Central, Astros in the West. Current leans for the 3 wild card spots, the Red Sox, the Mariners, and the Yankees. Nate, first to you. Do those 3, are those your 3? Would you lock those 3 in right now, or do you think somebody's going to overtake someone?
I think that's just right. If another team were to get in, it would be Texas, but I'm not 100% confident because Jock Peterson hits 5th in their lineup. I would put them in a different order, though. I would go Mariners and Yankees above Red Sox if I were to go talent or whatnot, or maybe how I think they'll finish the year. Mariners fully healthy. New York's starting to get healthy. Boston still some question marks. I would lean those 2 over the Red Sox, but it's the right teams in there right now.
Rhys, same question to you, buddy. Do you think all these teams are correct? And if not, what would you mix and match?
I think they're all correct. I think that the Red Sox have been hot as of late. The one team I could see kind of slipping out of it is the one that would shock everybody the most, the Yankees. I think the Rangers are playing incredible baseball these days, and I think they could overtake the Yankees because the Yankees are just finding new ways to lose baseball games. It's kind of shocking with the way in which they're performing. Their bullpen's blowing games left, right, and center. They're having base running errors. Jazz Chisholm is just like forgetting like little league baseball stuff. I'm not trying to pick on him, but it seems like every day there's something new. I mean, I saw people were making fun of what's his name, Giancarlo Stanton, for the way he's running. That dude's legs don't work anymore. Like that's the least of their problems. Give him a break. That's the one dude who deserves an excuse for running out of the box. His legs are like, I think he's like said in the past, he's like, I don't think I'll ever be able to run again. And I think he's playing in the outfield for them. I think their manager is kind of a bozo, and I think that the Yankees could be the team. Their coaching and their bullpen management and everything, but their starters are all walking. I believe like 12% of batters. The Yankees are the one team I could see sliding out of this. That's going to look stupid when they go on a run for 10 games and win 10 straight games because that's how
Judge
it goes.
Coming back. Judge coming back makes it hard. If Judge is out a little longer, I'd be like, ugh. I don't love the lineup. I really don't like the lineup that much from the Yankees.
Lineup's bad without him. He does a lot of covering over the cracks. Like, when you have to paint the floor of your parents' lake house, he does a lot of that for them.
Makes sense.
That was funny. Why are we back in on Carlos Rodon as a society as well? I've never been back in on him. I do not think that I don't think he's a good playoff number 2.
What don't you like about Carlos Rodon?
I
don't think the stuff's that good.
Is a playoff number 2. They don't have a playoff number 1.
Yeah, Max Fried is a 2 and Rodon's a 3.
Okay, all right. It would be really beneficial if they had, I don't know, somebody like Garrett Cole.
That might help them out quite a bit.
Yeah, it might help them out a little
Carlos Rodon is the only one that's not walking 12% of batters. I think Max Fried isn't either, but those are, you still have to deal with the Cam Schlitlers, who's a young pitcher, don't get me wrong. Lewis Hill got hit around pretty hard. You got to give some of their pitchers some grace, but like some of their more established guys, they're going to be relying on Kento Maeda at some point. Yeah. Like
Rodon has
this is an unserious team.
Yeah,
Rodon's blowups are bad.
That's fair, Nate. That's a good point.
Guys, let's talk. Ray-esque.
Yeah, that's actually not. Yeah, okay.
I like Robbie Ray more now.
Oh. Let's get into the NL before we have another Drew versus Nate argument 2 episodes in a row and make me look silly because episode 83 we'll have to look at Carlos Rodon now. NL Central Milwaukee. Yeah. NL Central Milwaukee Brewers, West Dodgers, East Phillies, and then in your 3 wild card spots, the Chicago Cubs, San Diego Padres, and the New York Mets. Rhys, we'll start with you. Does this seem like the right 6 teams? And if so, who flips and flops where?
I think it's the right 6 teams. I think the only thing I would argue with is Phillies or and the Mets spot. But honestly, at that point, you're arguing over semantics. So yeah, I think that's the right 6 teams. I really don't see the Cincinnati Reds getting back into this. I don't understand anything. The Marlins might get back into it. They won't actually, but I don't blame them for not selling. The more I think about it, it was fine. Give your fan base who hasn't really experienced anything in a long time something to cheer for, for the final stretch run. Maybe like the Angels, but I don't know. Those are the right 6 teams. I just think the order's wrong.
Nate, to you, buddy. Is this the right 6 teams? Would you flip or flop?
It's absolutely the right 6 teams. The Reds are just stuck in the middle consistently. It's been like this for a while now, and the pitching rotation's gonna be really good at some point, but it's not right now. And quite honestly, the next team for me would be the Miami Marlins. Those guys
I think
rock.
so too.
That's
I think
fun
so too.
baseball. They're not getting in, but that's fun baseball. If anyone is going to go on a run, it's like, yeah, I would take the Marlins over the Reds at this point.
I dislike the Reds lineup so much. It's so gross. Outside of
just
Ellie
a
De La
weird
Cruz,
team.
TJ Friedel, Matt McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, Austin Hayes, Gavin Lux, Spencer Steer, Tyler Stevenson, Noelvi Marte in the year of our Lord 2025. Brian Hayes.
Austin Hayes is carrying the offensive load some days.
The rotation's fine. Andrew Abbott has actually been, I think, one of the more under the radar pitchers this year.
Very talented this season. He's looked great.
Zach Littell is one of the more confusing trades that happened at this deadline. Chase Burns is awesome. Brady Singer is cromulent. I think if he's your playoff number 3, you're actually doing pretty bad, honestly, if you're being honest. The more I think about it, Nick Martinez is probably a reliever at this point, and if he was put in the bullpen, if they do make it very far, I don't like this team at all. There's nothing here that I'm like, wow, man, I really am rooting for the Reds. Outside of the fact that they played in that weird game where they ran out of hot dog buns. That's the most exciting thing about the Reds this entire season.
Yes. Well said. Well said.
Having a raw dog hot dogs like that is wild.
Clip that. All right, let's move from there, guys, to the World Series favorites and sleepers. Nate, you have found some very interesting odds here. So I'm curious, gentlemen, who would you say your favorites are from the NL and from the AL? If you had to make an early guess, what's our World Series matchup going to look like?
Oh, matchup? I mean...
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm not...
So I get paid the bucks, guys.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I would love to see the Tigers in there. Here's where I'm at. As a betting man, I know we don't talk about betting and we're not a betting organization or anything like that. The value on the board is the Mariners, the Brewers, and the Padres. Those are teams at the bottom of this list of favorites who I think could legitimately win a World Series if everything went right. In a year where the Dodgers are extreme favorites, I don't think they should be favorited by that much. How big is the drop off from the Dodgers to the Tigers? Is it as big as we're seeing right now? I don't think it's.
Is it a 660? Yeah, I don't think it is either.
I don't think it's that large. I would not. I don't like the favorites this year, other than maybe the Tigers because they're in the AL.
I don't understand how the Yankees. Well, I do because betting is a popularity market, right? It's basically who's the most popular kid at school. Let's be real. The Yankees are not 10-1 to win the World Series. Good, even in this field. I mean, hell. The Astros are better than them. The Mariners are better than them. I mean, you put them all in the same division. I'd take the Mariners and Astros. I don't have to worry about them making some of the dumbest decisions you'll ever see at the end of a game. And like you said, what is really the difference between the Brewers and the Phillies? Like, I think the Brewers are playing much better right now.
I like the Brewers. I like the Brewers odds more, if I'm being honest.
I like the Brewers. All things being equal, like I think that the Brewers are the better. Not that I'm advocating anybody to bet. You can do that if you want. Do it responsibly. All that sort of, whatever sort of stuff we'd say so we don't get sued by Adam. I just think that the Brewers are just the favorite on the board, and I can't see going anywhere else value wise. My pick is probably going to be, it's going to probably shock you guys. I'm not going to go with the Tigers. I'm going to go with the Mets and the Blue Jays. I'm going with two big market teams. I think that would be a really fun World Series as well. Is the Blue Jays the most fun team in the world? No, but they just play darn good baseball, and I think they're going to come out and they have a good enough bullpen, and their rotation will be fine, and it'll just be a really interesting chess match between the Mets and the Blue Jays.
Of all the teams on the board, I almost have the least faith in the Blue Jays, and I want to get you in on this, Drew. How do the Blue Jays make the World Series? What's the path?
By scoring more runs than their opponent, and by allowing the least amount of runs to their opponent.
All right, nerd, I wasn't talking to you.
I actually, Nate, I agree with you. When Rhys said Blue Jays and Mets, that felt like one of the more right field things, left field things for him to say there. It's
I'm a left field sort of guy.
Well, yes, and that's why I love you, but I don't know, man. It's like you said. I forget which one of you said it earlier. The Blue Jays play unsexy baseball. Rhys, I think that was something you would say.
It's definitely something I would say.
Nate, sorry. Nate, I agree with your sentiment, though. But at the same time, I mean, do I like the Yankees more than the Blue Jays? It's hard to say after this past 2 weeks.
Favorite teams on the board.
It's hard to say after this past 2 weeks. I do think that Rhys, maybe it's a matter of not wanting to jinx it, but I think the Tigers have as good a shot as anybody in the AL. I love the odds on both Houston and Seattle. Looking at this, 14-1 odds for both of those teams is really, really good. Because as much as we're saying, what's the difference between the Phillies and the Brewers, which fabulous point, because I love 15-1 for the Brewers right now also. And I don't bet. I should clarify that. I don't bet. I don't bet on baseball. I've never been a sports betting guy. Yeah, don't banish me. Don't Pete Rose me. Don't Shoeless Joe me. I don't bet on baseball either.
WNBA and the NHL or the NFL are my things.
I do bet.
Well, then Nate, you'll have to walk me through this, because I can't also see an avenue here, not only from the betting perspective or from the baseball perspective. Right now, I feel like the boring but smartest, safest money is going to be LA Detroit, Dodgers Tigers, and that's so boring. But
all I see is the Padres have the best bullpen in the league, and they're at the best value. Bet on bullpens in the playoffs. I would be shocked if the Padres were a first-round exit. That's my 2 cents, though. I think it's a really fun field. I think the best teams are in it this year, which is cool. You don't always get that.
I agree with that sentiment for sure. Nate, what was your pick if you had to pick a World Series matchup right now, though?
The only teams that I think you could pick on and clearly say I don't think there's a chance for them to make the World Series is probably the Cubs and the Red Sox. The Red Sox are just kind of just skating in there. Like they got Dustin May, fine. The Cubs, what did they do to get better at the deadline outside of Willie Castro, which we all liked that, but it's not like that was a move. That's not a needle move.
Listen, I need some retribution here. I feel like I was met with a little bit of sarcasm and a little bit of snide whenever I said the Cubs disappointed at the deadline. And now that Michael Soroka's hurt, I feel like that point is just amplified.
Well, yeah, because I really like Michael Soroka.
Well, I do too. I like the Michael Soroka as well.
Well, so they had a good deadline before he got hurt, and then he got hurt. I wouldn't say it's a bad deadline. I would just say that they're in a tough place because someone that was
they didn't do anything else.
Them got hurt.
Okay. I'll agree with it's not a bad deadline. It was just an incomplete deadline.
Maybe they should have gotten another pitcher, but
they certainly should have gotten another pitcher, and we're seeing the evidence of it right now.
Fair enough.
Anyway, guys, good stuff. Rhys, you were gonna say though, the Red Sox, I do think that's kind of, and I think it's reflected in the chart here. And Nate, you're the betting guy. I'll let you speak to this. The Red Sox, it would all have to click going forward the rest of the way, I think, for the Red Sox to be a credible World Series contender. But then again, I think that's why they have the lowest odds at 30-1 here on the chart.
Yeah, the lineup's too volatile. The bullpen isn't great. The bullpen really isn't great. And they don't have depth in starting pitcher. Like, those are all the things you need in the playoffs. And it's just, they're too young.
Their defense is weird, too.
Yeah.
Like, Cedon Rafael at second base, what are we doing?
If exciting young bats could take you through the playoffs, then, man, the Red Sox might be tricky, though.
I'm starting to dislike Duran and Willier because they're blocking Cedon Rafaela from being an everyday center fielder.
I don't think it's Willier or Abreu. I do think it's a Jarren Duran sort of thing. I just wish they would have traded him at the deadline to the Padres for nothing, apparently, because the Padres gave away almost nothing except for in one trade. The Cedon Rafael at second base thing is so stupid. It's one of the dumbest things I've seen.
Drop us a comment below if you want us to work out one final, what could the Padres have given the Red Sox for Jarren Duran? That's so interesting to me now. Okay, let's talk awards races, guys. So what we have here is groups of 4 for the AL and NL. What I'm going to have you guys do is, ignoring the odds on the screen, maybe pick your favorite based on if you were a voter, if you had any say-so in the award, who would you give it to? Does that sound fun?
Yeah.
We'll start with the NL since you guys are both AL guys. We'll go Rookie of the Year first. According to this, your top 4 candidates: Atlanta's Drake Baldwin, Augustine Ramirez of the Marlins, then you've got Isaac Collins and Jacob Misiorowski of the Brewers. Nate, according to you, the NL Rookie of the Year is?
Drake Baldwin.
Well said.
Second place, I would go Jacob Misiorowski.
Rhys?
I'm going to go Drake Baldwin as well. I think that his rookie season is going well under the radar. 129 WRC plus from a rookie catcher. Pretty bonkers stuff there. I'm going to go with Isaac Collins at second. No, I'm just joking. I'm probably going to go Jacob Misiorowski as well. Chase Burns probably also gets a shout as well.
I thought so too. That was the name that I was missing here for sure. Shout out to our homie Isaac Collins. Let's talk NL Cy Young. Top 4 here: Paul Skeens, obviously, of the Pirates; Zach Wheeler; Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies; Logan Webb of the Giants. Nate, who is your NL Cy Young winner?
I would go Wheeler. I think being on a playoff team matters. I know that's like an old school way to think about it. I think it's so close in my mind between Skeens and Wheeler. I think the problem is Skeens hasn't won one yet, so they're gonna give it to him because he's probably the better pitcher. But if this was if Skeens had already won 1 or 2, then we're seeing a little voter fatigue. I think it would be Wheeler. I think Wheeler probably should win it.
I tend to lean that way as well. And again, that's no disrespect to Skeens, but I absolutely can see the narrative being, we need to give this to Skeens, kind of like you said, Nate.
Mine was disrespectful towards Skeens, though. Just want to clarify.
Okay, real quick, why don't you call up Paul Skeens? I'll give you 30 seconds. Go.
Splinker Merchant. I think he's boring. The Pirates have bad
boring
colors.
Dominant pitcher ever.
Maybe Dunn's annoying too.
I was not expecting that.
Wow, this is getting personal. You've got 12 seconds.
He plays for the Pirates. I already said that.
5,
plays for the Pirates.
4, 3, 2.
He's a good pitcher.
1. Okay, I was gonna leave you the last one to just be like, I don't know, like throw in a last second insult there. All right, Rhys.
Like his facial hair. Just
crappy mustache. Rhys, you're NL Cy Young.
If you think about it, me and Paul Skeens are not that different.
Really?
If you really thought about it.
Okay, Nate, can I request something? I know you have so much to do, but can I please get you to make a graphic comparing you and Paul Skeens, like height, weight, like senior season ERA, girlfriend? Like, can you please do that?
I might have had a better senior or last year ERA than him. Well, he didn't have a senior year, so yeah, my senior year is better than Paul Skeens.
That's I was hoping you would. I was hoping you would catch that, is because you would have the better number.
I'm gonna make that right now.
Please do, because I would love to share that, and that would be amazing. Rhys, your NL Cy Young is who?
I think that it's going to be Paul Skeens, but I just want to give a shout out to Logan Webb in a year where everything else is going poorly around him because they are a poorly mismanaged franchise. Logan Webb is the one bright spot on the San Francisco Giants, and I think that he consistently doesn't get the love that he deserves. He's up the strikeout rate. He's striking out more batters than Paul Skeens, but no one's ready to have that conversation. He's walking less batters. I just want to give a shout out to Logan Webb, but it's probably Zach Wheeler or Paul Skeens. I love Logan Webb. He's been one of my favorite pitchers in all of baseball.
Logan Webb, forever the most underrated, underappreciated pitcher of our generation.
Because he plays for a bum franchise.
Yeah, I mean, and that's so sad because he's immensely talented and has done so much this season to turn the perspective from, he's a control guy. Now he's striking out more. Now he's walking less, and we're still heaing nothing about him. So I'm with you, Rhys. Got to give shout out to Logan Webb.
NL MVP for WAR, like pretty bonker stuff. This dude's just consistently One of the best
I mean, and realistically, anybody else that hit that mark, nobody would shut up about him.
Yeah. Because he plays for a loser team.
No longer.
That doesn't know what they're doing.
We are now Logan Webb guys. There are dozens of us.
Dozens.
Thank you, Rhys. NL MVP will stick with you, Rhys. The favorite, some guy called Shohei Ohtani. Right behind him, Pete Crow Armstrong, Kyle Schwarber, Fernando Tatis Jr. with paltry 75-1 odds, bringing up the rear. Rhys, who is your NL MVP? Or perhaps more interestingly, who's your second place finisher?
Geraldo Perdomo. People are just underrating what he's doing. 4.1 more. No, I'm just joking. I'm totally joking. It's Shohei Ohtani. It's Shohei Ohtani's award until he stops playing baseball, if we're going to be 100% honest. I mean, and it's not like he's having a bad season. 38 home runs, 16 stolen bases, 276, 380, 601. We're talking about just one of the best power hitters in all baseball. Oh, and he also just steps on the mound every once in a while and just rips it and grips it too. Pete Crow Armstrong isn't doing that. Pete Crow Armstrong is, a defense merchant, some are saying, and he terrifies me with his 4.3% walk rate. So, yeah, Shohei Ohtani. My favorite player after Justin Verlander.
Nate, if Pete Crow Armstrong was a pitcher, what would his pitch mix be, you think?
Probably something stupid and dumb. Sorry.
Okay. Let's move on to AL
really
rookie.
No, move on. I'm done.
Clip that. Okay.
Warming Bernabel has a chance.
Love it. Hey, good show.
Global warming is real.
Global warming, Bernabel is real. AL Rookie of the Year. Now, you two gentlemen, to start the season, projected, if I'm not mistaken, that a certain somebody would be not only AL Rookie. I believe, Rhys, you predicted Rookie of the Year. Nate, I think you said AL MVP. So we won't mention that as much, but let's talk about the Rookie of the Year favorites because Jacob Wilson is on the list, but ahead of him, Cam Smith, Roman Anthony, and casually at minus 6,000 odds, Nick Kurtz. Nate, what would have to happen for Nick Kurtz not to win this award?
Things that we shouldn't talk about on air. It's the only way.
Okay.
OJ level stuff here. Jacob Wilson should not be in fourth place here. He should be the runner-up. He should go back to back. Roman Anthony does not deserve the number 2 Rookie of the Year place, and I don't care what he does. He doesn't deserve it. Played half a season, bozo. Cam Smith
such a good use of bozo.
Cam Smith's cool. He's not as cool as Jacob Wilson. I don't care if he's slumping. He did awesome things for half the season, and he's still doing pretty cool things. They're just a little less cool than they were.
I'm so happy with that use of bozo. Rhys, curious, do you also think Jacob Wilson should be the runner-up here?
I think he should be
a one-word answer, yeah.
And I think if you think that he's not, you're a nincompoop.
Oh my gosh.
312, 354, 439. Oh, and he has 10 home runs. You know what Matt and I kept saying this offseason? He has power. And everyone was like, he has 30 grade power. He doesn't hit the ball hard enough. That's not true at all. You just don't watch ball.
Do that voice one more time, Rhys. Insult him again.
No, I'm not going to do that. There's
I love it.
Me and Rhys were about to take the largest Jacob Wilson victory lap known to man. And then Nick Kurtz
Nick Kurtz decided to exist.
It's cool, but we're still going to take that victory lap.
I think that you should, and I will orchestrate that parade for you guys. You need someone with a baton in front of you, going just absolutely ham and cheese with a baton, and you guys are just walking through throwing flower petals. So I'll see what I can come up with. Okay, AL Cy Young. I'm pretty sure this may be as much of a runaway as any other. So Rhys, we'll start with you. Tarek Skubal, this is his award. As you said earlier, best pitcher in baseball. It's hard to argue with it. Who in your mind is the number 2 finisher, though, Rhys?
Tarek Skubal is the number 2 finisher.
Okay.
He's going to pull off the rare 1, too.
What an honor.
Also, anybody who's lumping Garrett Crochet in the same sentence is you don't know ball. Tarek Skubal's going out there at 140 innings. He's walking 1.2 batters per 9 innings. He's walking just about a batter a game. We're talking about he might never have a perfect game because he throws, quote, too many strikes. That's a conversation I had with my dad. He asked me if Tarek Skubal's ever going to have a perfect game. I was like, probably not. He throws too many strikes. That's fine because he can overpower the living crap out of you. He's the best pitcher on the face of the planet. It's not even close, and I don't care who's second place. I'm ready for unanimous AL Cy Young. And if anybody decides to vote for Garrett Crochet, Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, who's had a good season, don't get me wrong, shout out him. It's not Tarek Skubal season, and you should lose your vote.
Nate, Rhys just alluded to it. Tarek Skubal, amidst all of his other incredible eye-popping stats, 99th percentile, that dog in him. I'm curious, man. You're number 2 in the AL Cy Young. Who would it be?
Oh, Garrett Crochet. Not close. It's just a 1 and a 2, but it's 2 completely different tiers. Some prick is going to vote for like Andres Munoz at like number 2 or Garrett Crochet at 1. And it's just going to...
They should be thrown in Guantanamo Bay.
It's just going to make me mad.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I hate award voting. It's like the guy who didn't vote Ichiro into the Hall of Fame. A death penalty. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Like, I agree, by the way.
I don't think that's a hot take. Ichiro is the greatest person ever. Like, whoever did that just sucks.
I don't care that he's so good. He's the only player that we lump in his international stats. We just decided that that's what he gets to do that because he is so freaking cool. He might be
one of the best baseball players of all time if you combine them both, right? Like, it's like him and Barry Bonds are like, whoa, this is a conversation.
It's a professional league. I don't see how you don't include those statistics, Nate. I agree with you undoubtedly. Ichiro is a one-of-a-kind freak athlete.
Ken Griffey Jr. is not a unanimous MVP. He's the coolest player to have ever existed.
The coolest player. Redefined what cool can be. No, I'm with you guys. I can't wait for Hall of Fame season to come around because that's going to have to be a whole episode where we do our Hall of Fame ballots and just fight. I can't wait.
Can you vote for nobody? Because this Hall of Fame class isn't very good, right? Like, did Barry Bonds finally fall off? Because also, while we're here, we're gonna have a longer episode because we had a 30-minute What's on Your Mind. Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame is an absolute affront to the sport. I do not give two damns that the dude was juiced out of his mind. He still is the greatest power hitter the game has ever seen, and it's not even close. Teams were so afraid of him, they were walking the bases loaded. Who else gets that treatment?
Rhys, you have to hear me when I say this, okay? That may be the most true statement you've ever made. You deserve a cupcake. Facts, hard facts, no argument, no nothing. Hall of Famers do better. The voters do better. Let's talk really quickly AL MVPs, guys. This is kind of an interesting category. We talked about it a little bit at some episode previous. Frontrunners, Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh right behind him, Jose Ramirez, Tarek Skubal. Interesting category. I'm curious, Nate. I think there's a real conversation that this could be a Cal Raleigh award. I would understand why people would vote Judge. Certainly, as you guys put it earlier, Judge covers a lot of the cracks, like the paint on a concrete floor of a lake house. And yet, I'm curious what the Mariners would look like if they didn't have Cal Raleigh, too.
What am I supposed to hear? I think if Cal Raleigh hits 60 home runs, he should be the MVP.
Catcher supremacy.
That's just where I stand. I think if Cal gets to 60, I don't think he needs to be Judge. If he gets to, what's the record? 49 for a catcher? If he breaks that by 11, just give him the MVP.
What are we doing if he doesn't? What are we doing?
They're going to give it to Judge. I really, truly believe that, and I think that's fine because Judge is probably the better player if you go by like WAR and all these things. But like when we're talking about most valuable to a team, oh man,
I'm being dead serious, Nate. I think there's an argument that subtracting Raleigh from the Mariners is more of a radical loss than subtracting Judge from the Yankees. Rhys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts here?
I think Tarek Skubal should be involved in the MVP conversation, but I'm not here to. I think he should be in there. The season he's having as a pitcher, I also don't like these people that say that a pitcher can't win the MVP. They have their own award. They're silver sluggers, so that like mutes the point to me. But no, I think Cal Raleigh. If Cal Raleigh hits 60 home runs, he's 7 away from the record. If the record is 49, 8 away from breaking it, right? So he's going to do that. pretty comfortably. My single favorite tweet from this entire season is the top 5 catchers for home runs in the season, and it's just Cal Raleigh twice from both sides of the plate. That is the single best thing that the season has produced. So yeah, I want Cal Raleigh to win an MVP. It's not really like they have that much difference between them. Honestly, you could argue that Fangraphs WAR doesn't take into account defense enough. I mean, 160 WRC plus from a catcher is pretty bonkers, and he's not like he's a slouch back there either. He's honestly catching too much. Like he's behind the plate too. The dang Mariners don't give this poor guy a day off, it feels like. So yeah, I think that Cal Raleigh should be he'd be who I bet on if we're going.
This guy
off
won
this,
a
but...
platinum glove last year. Now he's having the greatest offensive season a catcher's ever seen by a lot.
And then Tarek Skubal should be in the conversation as well, but people aren't ready to have that conversation.
It's a top 3. I agree.
I think that is a top 3. I agree.
And Jose Ramirez is fantastic. I hope that he wins one at some point. I really do.
Disrespect Jose Ramirez.
He's too awesome. Like, I know he's a Guardians player, and I don't like Guardians players all that much. He is too awesome to have never won an MVP.
He's like we said earlier, truly a generation-defining guy. Like, when we look back in 20 years, all of us will say we didn't give Jose Ramirez the flowers he deserved in his time, and it sucks because
people that watch ball will have given him the flowers he deserves.
That's actually facts, Rhys. The true ball knowers will give him flowers. That's why we're giving you flowers, guys. We need to go to PLive news, but I just wanted to say something really quick and get your opinions. This is a little off topic. I feel like we were all very much in our bag this episode. I feel like we spoke our truth, we spit our fire, and we were unafraid to do it. I just want to say, good job, us. I'm going to give us a round of applause.
Can I say I'm looking forward to our Hall of Fame episode, because these are the newcomers coming. Cole Hamels, Ryan Braun, fine. Shin Shu Chu, Edwin Encarnacion, Alex Gordon, he's showing up on a ballot. Matt Kemp, Nick Markakis, Hunter Pence. Oh my God, that is going to be so bad. That's going to be like the worst. I like Cole Hamels a lot. He's probably not a first ballot guy, although at this point I really, really care. We'll have to have my Hall of Fame rant now. It doesn't matter. You should only, if you want to fix the Hall of Fame, I would have it you're only on for 1 year. Then you're a Hall of Famer or you're not. I don't have to hear any nonsense on, well, he's not a first ballot sort of guy. You're a Hall of Famer.
He'll grow over the next 6 years. Who cares?
Yeah.
Are you Hall of Famer? Are you not?
There shouldn't be politicking behind the Hall of Fame. It is a museum of the best players in baseball, and it should have Barry Bonds.
I agree.
More relievers.
More relievers
too. I agree with that as well.
Will
Absolutely.
Vest, you are a Hall of Famer. After you.
Congrats, Will. Will Vest, a Hall of Famer. I'm looking forward to the. Yeah, I'm looking forward to
put
the.
Put that vest on.
Put that vest on. Hashtags are things, guys. Okay, well, we are going to throw it to a quick break while we discuss the validity of Will Vest's Hall of Fame career and credentials. When we get back, Rhys is going to talk to us about PLive news, but Lord, you have hung on with us through this contentious conversation, and you're getting to the gold of the episode. Mama Raz in less than 5 minutes. Get hyped.
Thank you so much to the Drop Teams for that fantastic music interlude. We are going to do our PLive news segment. We have a lot coming out of PLive news. As you're listening to this, me and Will Thompson have gone through every single trade, and we have given you our complete thoughts. Will might have had a breakdown at some point. I'll let you read about that. He has one crash out every time I do something with him. So, one time it was the fruit draft, one time it was the Red Sox trade deadline, one time it was whatever's going on at the draft. There was a lot going on. We also have everything else going on. Nate Rasmussen will have 2 fantastic pieces coming out. He will have the Dynasty Closer Hierarchy that'll be coming out. We refresh that at the trade deadline edition. We have the Gerangelo Cinche article coming out for Nate Rasmussen. We have, the top 600 fantasy prospects. We have the daily sheets. We have the 3 Up, 3 Down series. We have the Sunday Smokes. We have the Dynasty Diplomas. We have the Dynasty Baseball Pickup guys and their fantastic podcast and their article that comes out the midweek and the Sunday episode, Sunday article. And with that, we are throwing to Mama Rasmussen and having her on for What's on Your Mind.
See you guys.
Beat it, Nate.
Later.
Later, Alanator.
And with that, we have a very special guest with us on What's on Your Mind. It is the one and only Mrs. Rasmussen. Round of applause for everybody in the audience. All of our coworkers. You are the first member that is not directly affiliated with Prospects Live, although you are tangentially related. Mrs. Rasmussen, I want to know, do you want us to go first, or do you want to go first with what's on your mind?
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot because I've listened to all the episodes, and I was thinking Luis Pena, an 8-year-old for the Brewers. Like, he has a 60 speed and hit tool. That's amazing. The power is so impressive for someone so young. 79% contact rate, and he's so much better than Jose Mate. I just think
Are you looking for a
pretty
job,
cool.
Mrs. Rasmussen?
Huh?
Because I might be hiring for Prospects Live here soon. I have to replace Nate's role, so
I feel like I'm getting punked right now.
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from this podcast.
Wow, what a glowing review. Oh my gosh.
you might be the only one.
I think so.
Anyhow, no, that was something fun. I have enjoyed the podcast very much.
Oh wow.
We're trying to get a little laugh, but how about if I go last?
Okay. All right. Rhys, I have a draft actually. I don't know if that's
so
okay, but Mama Raz, Miss Lori, Mrs. Rasmussen, you're well aware from listening to What's on Your Mind that drafting's a big part of what we do. And so I think that to keep with that tradition and also to keep with drafting with our guests, I'd like to have a draft. And so I'm going to let you go first, and then we'll go to Rhys, and then we'll do me, and we will snake draft because, as your son always says, this is America, and snake draft is the only way to do it. We'll go 3 rounds, and for the topic, I came up with something that I think that we all really like. Your son. I think we should draft our favorite things about Nate. And that would make not only for a great Twitter graphic, but would also give us opportunities to pry more into about Nate's personal life, because we haven't gotten enough with his dating profile and any of those things. So, Mama Raz, you are up. What's your first favorite thing about Nate?
He has just the kindest heart. He is loved by everybody. And that's my favorite thing about my son.
Aww. That's such a good answer. Good mom answer. Nate is very kind. I like that a lot about him as well. Rhys, Rhys, that takes us to you. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, I was about to say the one's off the board.
I have a lot to say about Nate, and all of it's very positive. I'm gonna put for my first round pick, the thing I love most about Nate is his work ethic. That dude works harder than just about anybody out there. I don't know how he finds hours in the day to do what he does. He is one of the hardest workers I've ever met, in both my professional and personal life. I am so lucky to call Nate one of my coworkers. He was not probably expecting me to say anything nice when he edits this, so I would love to hear him like involve something, like a reaction or something. But yeah, his work ethic is truly one of a kind.
It is. I agree. Mine's really close to that, and I get to go back to back here. So I knew my 1-1. I know it for sure, guys. My favorite thing about Nate is something that I try to bring to the table, but that Nate brings even more than me: ambition. Nate is so ambitious. I don't know that I've ever met anybody that I would say has as much ambition as me, but again, Nate tops it. Somehow he goes over the top with his desire to do well and to succeed and to reach his dreams, and I really like that a lot about Nate. And since I get to go number 2, let's see, we've got kind heart, work ethic, and ambition. All right. My second favorite thing about Nate, I've got so many that are, I don't want you guys to pick my number 3 because I feel like that's what's really going to seal it for me. Okay. Nate has great taste in music. Because I never in a million years would have expected this youngin' from Seattle to enjoy country music and folksy mess like I enjoy, but yet he does. He really does. Rhys, that's going to take it to you.
Oh, okay. So we took a couple off my draft board here as I stall for a second.
Sorry.
Something I really like about Nate is the work ethic, or everything sort of ties into the work ethic, because I'm blown away. I remember when I first had my first call with Nate, I was blown away. I was like, this guy, he actually seems like, like not to be mean to college baseball players, but a lot of them don't seem like they have it all together. Mentally or anything like that. I talked to a lot of them. I have a brother who's a Division II baseball player, and Nate seemed like he could read and write, which is a really step up for a lot of college baseball players.
So is the answer can read and write?
I don't know about the reading part, but the writing.
That's a good part. That's a good point. I'm going to go with reading and writing skills. That's one of the things I love about Nate.
Oh, no.
There's a baseline level of literacy there that surprised me, considering all the other college baseball players I know.
This is going to give us a good instance to kind of veer off course with Mama Raz for just a second. We know that you're a teacher. You, as your profession, you're a teacher. What do you teach?
I have taught reading and writing for the last 15 years.
That makes sense.
Perfect.
In the elementary school level, yeah.
Perfect.
But, yeah.
So, in terms of Nate's reading comprehension, you said reading, writing, yes. So, what is it about Nate that makes you question his reading?
He was a huge reader in elementary school, and then, sports, middle school, all that stuff happens. And I think he's maybe read 1 or 2 books since then, but
okay.
Yeah. But we're a reading family for sure. So I think
that's good.
He will get back into it sometime. He's too busy. Someone's working him too hard.
That's
I'm
true.
Sorry about that.
Rhys. Mama Raz, that takes us to you for 2, ma'am. Whatever you'd like.
Well, I'm going to just go with, I know I said kind heart, but he's a really good family member. He's a good grandson. He's a good son. He's a good brother. He has lots of second cousins that play baseball and are younger. And he is just a really great member of our family.
Aww. That's really cool. I like hearing that his kind of the pack mentality extends to us from a family and not the other way around. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Good upbringing. And your 3rd favorite thing. Bring us home.
Oh my gosh. Whew.
Good mustache?
Just the mustache. I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
He's just so knowledgeable about so much.
That's a good
maybe
one.
Someone said that now, but he is a super smart. Ever since he was little, highly academically gifted kid, and he's just super smart about everything. And I love that we can just talk about everything.
That's really cool. It's probably been a good part of you guys' relationship, is being able to just really go in about whatever.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Rhys, your final favorite thing about Nate?
As much as some of the stuff that he does bothers me, like creating a burner account for me, I do love Nate's sense of humor. Nate's sense of humor is great. Him and I have a lot of overlap on the sort of weird sort of comedy stuff that we like. We both like Tim Robinson a lot. So I'm going to go with his sense of humor.
All right. I'll bring us home with the fact that Nate is one of my favorite subsects of player. Nate is a crafty pitcher. One of my favorite things. And so I've got to shout him out for being a crafty pitcher. This is a great draft. I really liked the favorite things about Nate draft, and I thought it would be kind of a cool way to learn more about your relationship with your son, Miss Laurie, and I'm glad that you did that with us, and I can't wait to see what the graphic is going to look like for social for this one, Rhys. That's going to be an odd graphic. It should just be pictures of Nate with overlays of the different traits. That's a good idea. Nate, feel free to take that.
I was about to say, for a little how the sausage is made, Nate is also going to be making the graphics, which ties into the work ethic part of this whole thing.
Absolutely, it does.
He does a lot. I just show up. Do I prepare? That might be a different question entirely. But I mean, I just admitted that on a television program, I read the wrong prep sheet for the first segment of the thing. So they're not going to listen to this. That's fine. Who are we going next?
They won't listen to this. Okay. Thank you both for participating, and I will now go to Rhys. What's on your mind, sir?
Okay, so we're going to keep this very Nate-centric, because why would I not? I want to know, Okay, so Nate obviously, he grew up playing baseball. He played a lot of sports. What is your proudest moment of Nate playing baseball, or it could just be proudest moment in general because he's had an accomplished career. He's made it further in baseball than either Drew and I have. So I'm just wondering if you have anything there. I mean, I'm not trying to take a shot at Drew. I stopped playing baseball at coach's pitch because I had a 6'8" Samoan dude as my coach pitch, and I was like, I'm not standing in the box for that nonsense. So. Um,
Oh, that's funny. Well, I did find this little, I know he snuck in one of his cards, but
Aw,
that's kind of like
yes.
his first year he was like starting pitcher for the All-Star team. So that was little Nate on
Aw.
the back. Um, but he was one of the only 8-year-olds to make the All-Star team at that age, right? So he has been playing that since he was 8, 9 years old, at that level. But watching him pitch in T-Mobile Park, his high school got to go and pitch on the Mariners field, um, play 3 games every year. He didn't get to play because of COVID his junior year when he probably would have been the starting pitcher, which is pretty sad. But watching him step on the mound that Felix Hernandez had just been on was really, really amazing. And we had all of our family there, and his little cousins were just, jumping up and down and cheering when we saw him in the bullpen out, on the field. And then he comes running in, and he is a freshman in high school. So he's playing on varsity as a freshman against, one of the best teams in the state. I think he got rocked pretty hard, but just, he came back and he did it every year after that. And that just shows he just doesn't really show fear. I've never seen him show fear out on the mound, and he's had some pretty hard situations, but he's yeah, all around good athlete. He was a star soccer player. I coached him playing soccer until he was like 8 years old. I don't know if he's told you he played football his senior year in high school.
no,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't.
No, we have not
Yeah.
heard this.
Yeah, well, he did. And I think he got tackled once and decided he didn't need to play that much. Um, and,
Can I tell you
he just,
something?
yeah,
I played in 6th grade. I got tackled my first practice, and I basically sandbagged it for the rest of the season. I didn't try very hard in practice. I told my parent because I begged my parents to let me play, and they let me play one season. I got tackled once, and I was like, never again. This is not for me.
we didn't let Nate play, but let's just say he turned
Smart idea.
18 in September when school started, and he just signed himself up and played football. So, if you're going to get tackled and feel a little hurt after that, that's what you get for, going and doing that. But yeah, so just watching him, like as a pitcher, I don't know if your brother's a pitcher, Rhys, but like
Yeah, my
being the
brother's a pitcher.
family member of the pitcher, it stinks, like standing. I'll always have to go walk. My husband and I'll have to be on opposite ends because I'm just like a nervous wreck, and not nervous for Nate, but just nervous for the team, right? I'm like yelling. Yeah, I'm one of those moms yelling at the outfielders, get the ball, like watching that. So it's just I'm proud of him, everything he did, coming back from injury last year, 2 surgeries. That was a lot. And it was sad to see it over, but we were able to watch his last time playing, and it was really special.
I think, kind of going off of that, if you don't mind, ma'am, one of my favorite things that I've ever read of Nate's, which has really stiff competition nowadays. Nate has produced some incredible work the last month, but I loved Nate's kind of wrap up on his collegiate career, and I was curious if you had read that and what your thoughts on it were.
Yeah, yes, I forwarded it to all of his coaches from the past, all of those things. And it was so true. But I did tell him, I said, I think I need to write the mom's version. Like, you can write it for me, but from my point of view, like what I was seeing with the coaches he had from travel ball, all the way through high school and college, because some of the things are a little different, when you're 12 and then your mom is, handling things. It's different than what he remembers. But yeah, it was great. Like, I loved everything he talked about or wrote about in that article was spot on. And I thought, yeah, and that was the first time I'd read any of his stuff because I hadn't read any of the Prospects Live articles he'd put on. And I was like, wow, he can write. I was really pumped and proud.
Absolutely. Well, Rhys, is there anything else that you wanted to ask Miss Laurie before we throw it to her? I'll let you do the
No,
honors.
Mrs. Rasmussen, what is on your mind?
Well, this was really hard. I didn't know, and Nate wasn't going to help. So I decided that we're going to play a little game. And
Oh,
it's called
my.
This or That.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to have two choices, and you're going to have to decide this or that. And it's just quick. I play it with all of my students. We play it, as staff members. And so you're just going to have to choose. Okay? Cookies or cupcakes?
Cupcakes.
Cookies.
Pizza or cheeseburger?
Pizza.
Cheeseburger.
Lions or tigers?
Lions.
Tigers.
Would you rather camp under the stars or camp on a beach?
Oh,
Beach.
camp on a beach.
Would you rather be invisible or have special hearing?
Invisible.
My wife would say that I'm already mostly deaf, so I think going to special hearing would be too large of a jump, but for Mallory's sake, I'll say special hearing.
Would you rather only be able to eat ice cream for the rest of your life or pizza?
Ice cream. There's more variety.
Pizza, because at least it can be somewhat healthy. That was a tough one, though.
Yeah, that's all I have.
I love it, though. That was great.
That was great.
Now Nate will have to put his in too. What does he want?
Yeah,
down.
what are Nate's choices? I am curious. One last thing. I know that this isn't on kind of our agenda, but you might be the most prolific fan of On Deck in the world. I would say you're probably our most noteworthy fan. First question, what's been your favorite episode or conversation that we've had?
Oh my gosh. Well, the last episode, obviously, your What's on Your Mind talking about me coming on, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at all the episodes. I really liked it when Will was on too. I don't know if he's been on more than one episode, but I don't know. I just thought that was a good little conversation. I've seen him on a few different things with Nate, I guess, and that was good.
We do love Will here.
We love Will.
And
Will is the best.
That's Nate's brother's name is Will also.
Oh, very cool.
So I don't know if you know he has an older brother. His older
So
brother
for the-
got all the height. So he's 6'3" and Nate's 6 foot, and he's like, God, if I could have been the firstborn boy, maybe I would have gone longer in pitching.
Has Nate told you that I thought he was an only child for the
Yeah,
longest
well,
time?
I heard that episode.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
this was a really big bombshell for us that Nate was like, oh, yeah, brother. We said,
I just was like,
what's up, brother? Or like legitimate brother. It blew our minds.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
they're only 2 years apart. I mean, but they were 3 years in grade, so they didn't.
Oh.
And his older brother doesn't do sports, so when Nate joined, he played up in Little League, and I had him join his brother's team because mom she didn't want to go to 2 practices every other day. And so
Smart.
when Nate far exceeded his big brother, then Will said, I'm out. Like, I'm done. No more baseball for me, which was
I
fine.
get that.
We had a lot of years of baseball.
Yeah, a lot of memories made at the park, for sure.
For sure.
One other question that I'll ask you, and then I'll pitch it to Rhys for anything he may have, but what can we do better in terms of making a more entertaining podcast, Mama Raz? We need motherly, loving advice. Tell us what to do better, please.
Okay. Really? I think needs to go a little faster.
That's a good
Sometimes there's
advice.
some pauses.
Good advice.
And it's
Go.
great. I watch the YouTube
That's
and it's
true.
fine. But when I'm listening to it, I'm like, come on, guys, let's go. Let's keep going. I
Okay.
love the fact that it's shorter. I love the 2-hour ones, but come on, you guys.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was,
An hour
that was
is perfect.
self-indulgent. An
Yeah,
hour is
it
perfect.
gets self-indulgent. Rhys, that was a good way to put it.
I don't think that. I think it's just you guys are shooting the, you know what, and just enjoying your time together.
Well, we do have good time with the chums, with the boys. So we, guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Nowadays we just have the extra hour just talking off the podcast instead of
Exactly.
talking on the podcast. So
Perfect. Now I've learned some things. I really enjoyed like watching Nate's when he went to the combine, and like hearing from him that, and then hearing you guys talk about some of these players and stuff. Like I like it. I'm a sports mom, man. I mean, when you've had a son play baseball all the way through college, you know a few things, and we've been Mariners fans since my husband and I got married. We watch probably way too many baseball games in our household, but
Nah.
it's what we enjoy doing.
Can I ask you guys, what are you and my parents, they have like I said, my youngest brother plays Division II baseball. What are you guys doing now that you don't have your weekends dedicated to Nate's baseball? Like, what do you guys do? Not that my parents might be a little crazy. They go to every single one of my brother's events. We're shout out to them. But I'm just wondering, what do you do now that Nate is a retired athlete at this point? Like, what are you and your husband planning on doing? Maybe I can give some advice to my parents.
Yeah. Well, I still go to crazy baseball games. Like I said, my cousin's son plays baseball, and I'm a teacher here in West Seattle. And so a lot of my students play baseball. I had like 4 kids on the all-star team that Nate played on when he was little. And so I went and watched their games. But we have a lake house that has an unpainted floor in the basement, in case you guys
Yeah, we need to
yes,
talk about that.
hi, but we go out there a lot. We have friends who have a lake house near us, and we golf. Golfing is a good thing to do.
What's your handicap?
I don't have a handicap. I just
Neither do
try to go out there and not get double bogeys on every hole.
Me. I'm curious. Just because it's come up, it's lore of the podcast now. It comes up a lot. And not that, Miss Laurie, not that anything I could say would ever be disrespectful. I would rather die. Can you explain the logic of painting the floor to me, please?
Yeah,
So we
that was my
have a
last
lake
question.
house, and the bottom floor is a daylight basement, and it's just a concrete floor. So it's just, what they had for the concrete floor. They used to have to keep gear in there or whatever. And so we turned it into a 2-bedroom bathroom down there. And we just left it a concrete floor because it floods. We live on kind of a hill, and so water kind of seeps through. And so we'll get water in there once in a while, and it will just kind of go towards the lake. So we painted it when we moved in, and it needs to be repainted once in a while because it gets scratched up. But there's good concrete floor paint. We had that at the cabin. Nate wanted to go out and earn some money. He's like, what can I do? Is there some chores that need to be done? And like, you can clean the garage. You can pick up the down branches, and you can paint the floor. I thought it was a very logical thing for him to do. Like we explained, you start in one corner and you make your way out, and then you walk up the stairs and you're good.
It sounds like my mopping exit strategy.
It does. It does.
I mean, if you need someone to paint your floors, now I understand why.
Me too. I feel much more.
Nate wasn't explaining any of this to us. So we just kept saying painting the floor is like, I was like, is it like a room that's like all one color? I was like, it's an interesting design choice. I was like, I feel like that's the sort of stuff I'd see in my nightmares. Just, an all green room. No, but now that makes a lot more sense. Okay, I'm
like
with you on the painting
floor. Floor in the basement, and when you pull, anything on a painted surface, it gets scratched up, and I like things clean.
I can't believe your son didn't paint it now. Now
either.
We need to give
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed.
I did want to bring up, Nate does eat normal colored foods once in a while.
Please share more.
Yeah, I mean, he does. He had COVID like 3 times his freshman year in college.
So I have a funny story, Mrs. Rasmussen, before you get into this.
Taste buds, yeah.
Nate, okay, Rhys, Nate told me this story in confidence and told me never to tell you because he said the joke was too funny. When I heard this story, I
I
was
feel
so
bad.
I told him you would. I was like, I feel so bad, Nate. Like I would have never taken that joke that far if I'd known that you like couldn't taste, and so it just makes sense. And he was just like, Drew, I promise it's not a big deal. See, listening at home, this is exactly the kind of guy Nate is because he would rather be roasted for the joke, even though now I know for a fact Rhys feels bad and I felt
I,
horrible.
I feel terrible.
I know,
I
me
just thought
too.
that he had a very plain. I'm not going to judge someone for being a picky eater by all means. Like, live your life however you want to live it. I just thought it was a funny bit. I didn't realize that it was like a byproduct of having COVID 3 times. So now I
Let
feel
alone who gets
awful.
COVID 3 times, right? Like, we're like, dude, did you try all this stuff? But he wasn't. He was living at school, and
Yeah. Living in a dorm room can be tough for, diseases like, COVID and stuff. So that makes sense. Okay. Now I feel bad. Now I'm gonna have to apologize to Nathaniel because I don't want him to I don't want him to think, okay, I did not know that he
Yeah.
had COVID three
it's
times.
not
For
a
three
big deal.
times is
He
three
is
times is
a
a long
pretty
time is a
plain
lot.
eater, though, too.
Um, so what's the most extravagant, kind of odd thing you've ever seen Nate eat, just along that line?
Extravagant. He likes like sushi.
Okay.
Um, he'll. I mean, I don't know. He loves crab,
Okay.
right? I mean, he's a very well-rounded eater. Scallops. He's a good. He likes things. His Caesar salad. See, I
Of
like
course.
it.
Of course.
Fourth
There
of
we go.
July. I had it Fourth of July because
Mexico's most famous dish.
the most famous dish from Tijuana.
Caesar
From Mexico.
salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He, I hope you know that we do love your son a lot. He's a great friend and obviously a great podcast host. But anytime you're interested in coming back on the show, we will gladly, happily throw Nate out in favor of you, Miss Laurie. It's been a great treat to talk to you.
thank you so much.
Generally speaking, when our guests are here, we'll ask them to tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you're interested in that at all, feel
Follow me
free.
on Nate's social media. I tag him a lot, and then he untags me. But no.
Well, we'll have to have a word with him about that. But has Nate given you any kind of insight as to our plans for episode 100 by chance, Miss Laurie?
No.
I'll let him tell you that in privacy because that's something for you all at home to get good and excited about.
Oh,
But
okay.
but
We're
we
having a
would love
bombshell
to
of a
see.
guest.
Yeah, we're having a bombshell of a guest, maybe guest parenthesis S.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice.
to add some intrigue here, but it was really such a treat to have you on the show, and thank you so much for being so generous with your time.
You guys, this was great, and I really do appreciate all you've done for Nate and with Nate, teaching Nate. Like when he said he was doing this, his dad and I are really like we listened to him. We're like, that's our kid. Like he has a pretty good voice for on the radio. We're like, wait a minute, and we're just so impressed with everything he's done while being an athlete, while being a student, and like I said, a good kid and son. So we're very proud.
Absolutely.
We just
Thanks,
got to
you
get him.
guys.
He's just got to go get that master's now. That's the number one goal for us.
And he
Absolutely.
can't not finish.
Yes, he has to get the master's.
We're gonna stay
We'll
on
hold
it.
him
We're
accountable.
gonna stay on it about it.
We're gonna hold him accountable.
If
promise.
he's like doing too much of these podcasts, even though he said, I really like the money, like, okay, do your homework first. That's the whole thing. It's
Homework
3
first.
semesters, you guys. So it's not only this year, it's next summer he has to finish.
The masters will open up a lot of money for him in the future. So
That's true. If Nate is money motivated, then his masters is a great thing to put time into.
Yep. Let's hope so.
Well, thank you again
Hey,
for
guys,
joining
I
us.
want to show you a poster
Oh.
real quick.
Okay,
heck
a
yes.
poster?
Did Nate tell you when he was 10, he went to a Mariners game and he got to go out on the field and play pop fly with a catch?
No.
So Nate's on the screen there, and there he is in the middle of the field, and he and his dad got to go out and play. Nate got his glove, and his dad had to use an umbrella and different, like a big cup and stuff, and they had to catch pop flies, and then they won prizes. But they picked like one kid every few games, but he caught all 3, and I think his dad only caught 2. But isn't that fun? Like
That's so
before
cool.
he was
That's
a
so much
baseball
fun.
kid, and I'm like, I had it on my wall because that's the only thing in this room. So
I noticed that and I was like, what a neat picture. Like that look, I could tell it was the field, but if we're going to just keep doing throwbacks, may I say that your poster is number 1.
Oh, I didn't even bring that in here.
Oh dang, yeah, I'm
my-
your number 1 fan.
Well, thank you.
My nephew loves the little home aquarium thing you got me.
You said you liked fish.
I do like fish, and he likes fish as well. And I brought it over there when I was watching him, and I meant to send a video. He was so excited. We built it together. It was a very nice moment between him and I. And then he started making fun of me.
He's
but
5.
yeah, he's 5. Yeah. So, I wanted to just say thank you for that. I feel bad. I don't know if Nate told you. My girlfriend Danielle opened the box, and then we ate all of the chocolates you sent us before the podcast. Before Drew got his, and then
Yep.
she was like. She said they were fantastic, and they were. She ate a lot more than I did. That's okay though. She deserves
Poor
them.
Danielle.
Oh yeah,
They're low calorie, you know. They're just
they are low calorie. They're so good.
I'm going very slowly through mine. I think that I am down to maybe my last 5 or 6.
We're going to
but-
Costco on Saturday, and we're going to get more.
Oh,
There you
yes.
go.
Good idea.
Costco.
Good idea.
Yeah, they're just the right amount for one every couple days or every day, every night before bed.
That's
With your
where I'm.
milk,
Drew.
Yeah,
With
yes,
your milk.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's where I'm at. Actually, I'm looking forward to a lovely skinny cup with some milk after our recording session. So
Nice.
it was so nice to have you, though. If you're interested, we would love to have you on again and again and again and again. So
Well,
Let's
thanks,
have a
you guys.
check-in.
It was really great. I'm really glad to meet you. And now I'm going to follow you both, but I didn't want to do it beforehand. But,
thank
you know, I sometimes get on there and make fun of Nate a little bit. So,
That's great. I
That's
think
what I
that's
do,
a
too.
great habit. Rhys does a lot of that. So, all right, I'm going to let
Great.
Nate know to come back on into the call. But thank you again, Miss Laurie, for joining us. It was on behalf of Rhys and I. It was our pleasure. Thank you.
It was fantastic.
Here she comes, walking in walls, talking in tongues. Got the boys in line. Yes, I'm drunk.